My name is Dan Wilson. I'm the principal at Lyndhurst 7th and 8th Grade Center, and I want to welcome you to the 2020 Lyndhurst Honors Program. I'm very, very sorry that we can't do this in person with breakfast like we would normally do this time of year, but we're going to make the best of it that we can. And, it's very, very important that we honor our outstanding students who have just done amazing things all year long. Again, it's makes me very sad that we can't be together to do this, but one day we'll get this thing behind us and we'll be able to do all these wonderful things again and honor our students appropriately. But for now, we're going to do the best we can. And so I'm going to share my screen with you, and it's going to have all of our awards, and I will announce the names. You'll see the names on there as well. And some of the awards I'll tell you a little bit about as we go through. So before we get started, I just want to congratulate all of our outstanding students. You've done an amazing job all school year long, especially during this COVID-19 crisis. We know your teachers have put a lot of work on you, and doing it remotely can have its challenges, but you're 21st century stars, and you know how to do this stuff, and you've been doing just a tremendous job with it. So I'm very, very proud. Also, before we get started, want to congratulate our entire school, but in particular, Mr. Hendren and Mr. Teagarden. Our school was named a National Project Lead the Way Distinguished School. And Project Lead the Way, if you're not familiar, parents, is a pre-engineering curriculum and also has a medical component to it as well called Medical Detectives. But it's all STEM or STEAM related, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And we're doing some amazing things with that, and your kids are doing incredible things. So that's a great honor, and we're very proud to have it. So without further ado, let's get started on our presentation. So you should be seeing that momentarily. And here it comes. All right. Letting it load. Fix the screen a little bit here, and away we go. So this is Lyndhurst Honors 2020. All right, we're going to start off with honors from the Titan team. And these are students who have stood out in these classrooms on the Titan team and have been selected by their team and teachers for an award. So we're going to start out with Language Arts Award from Mrs. Burks. And this goes to Yerilyn Powers Cervera. Language Arts from Mrs. Camden. Lily Powell. Honors Language Arts from Mrs. Camden. Isabella Paredes. Next up is the Math Award. And the first one is from Mrs. Zackerly, and it goes to Valeria Ramirez. The next award is for Honors Math from Mrs. Eckerly, and that goes to Pedro James. Then the other Math Award from Mrs. Tedford goes to Tristan Simpson. Social Studies Award from Mr. Pelkey, and I will say I'm a little bit biased. Social Studies is my favorite subject. It goes to India Day. The Science Award from Mrs. Papella goes to Kaden Minot. Honors Science from Mrs. Papella goes to Gift Akintomide. Most Improved Titan goes to Michaelan Sanders. Most Outstanding Titan goes to Hannah Wilson. And finally, Most Outstanding English Language Learner, Brandon Arlanzon Fuentes. Congratulations, Team Titans. We are proud of every single one of you. All right, next up is the Elite Team. And we're going to start off with a Language Arts Award from Mr. Brashear, and that goes to Chantel Angeles. Next up is the Language Arts Award from Mr. Gray, and this goes to Isabel Huerta. The Math Award from Mrs. Gosen goes to Hugo Lemus. The Honors Math Award from Mrs. Birdsall goes to Vanessa Carmona. And another Math Award from Mrs. Birdsall goes to Emily Falk. And then the Social Studies Award from Miss Espiritu goes to Alfredo Gallegos Carrillo. The Science Award from Mrs. Koppel goes to Vanessa Martinez. The Most Improved Elite Student Award goes to Dara Labados. And finally, the Most Outstanding Elite Student is Citlali Duran Caballero. Congratulations, Team Elite. You've made us all very, very proud. And now we're going to move on to another 7th grade team, Team Magic. And we'll begin with the Language Arts Award from Mrs. Farrell going to Zachard Ricard. Language Arts Award from Mr. Weiss goes to Emily Lopez Becerra. The Math Award from Mrs. Mueller goes to Douglas Herarte Linares. The Math Award from Mr. Johnson goes to Eduardo Covarrubias. The Social Studies Award from Miss Tucker goes to Manuel Mendez. The Science Award from Mr. Webster goes to Savannah Brown. Most Improved Magic Student is Jalen Lewis. And finally, the Most Outstanding Team Magic Student, Aaron Perez Tobias. Great job, Team Magic. Super proud of you. Okay, we move on to the Galaxy team. And of course, the Galaxy team is the one team that has a mix of both 7th and 8th grade. So we're going to start off with the 7th graders. And we'll begin with the Language Arts Award from Mrs. Hill. And this goes to Machaya McCormick. The Honors Language Arts Award from Mrs. Trumbull goes to Jocelyn Santiago. The Math Award from Mr. Vogel goes to Jada Graves. The Algebra Award from Ms. Kelly goes to Nolan Hardman. The Social Studies Award from Ms. Taylor goes to Joshua East. The Science Award from Mrs. Masters goes to Alicia Manuel. Honors Science from Mrs. Masters goes to Lindsay Wallace. The Most Improved 7th grade Galaxy student goes to Logan Hopkins Harvey. And finally, the Most Outstanding Galaxy 7th grader is Uriel Cabrera. Congratulations, 7th grade Galaxy. Very, very proud of you, as are your teachers and your counselor. Okay, next up, Lyndhurst Honors Thrive Team. All right, and we'll start out with the 7th grade Most Improved Thrive student from Mrs. Grimes, Charles Evans. The 7th grade Most Improved Thrive student from Mrs. McNamara, Elizabeth Ferguson. The 8th grade Most Improved Thrive student from Mrs. Grimes is Prince Abraham. The 8th grade Most Improved Thrive student from Mrs. McNamara is Tavian Roberts. The 7th grade Outstanding Thrive student from Mrs. Grimes is Vivian Woodward. The 7th grade Outstanding Thrive student from Mrs. McNamara is Ariana Esquivel Loza. The 8th grade Outstanding Thrive student from Mrs. Grimes is Kevin Perez. The 8th grade Outstanding Thrive student from Mrs. McNamara is Katie Vanelli. And finally, the 7th grade Thrive Student Citizenship Award from Mrs. McNamara goes to Hayden Davison. Congratulations to our awesome Thrive students. Super proud of you. All right, we're going to move into the Dream Team, the 8th grade Dream Team. And we'll begin with a Language Arts Award from Mrs. Sardinas for Dejane Soma. Language Arts Award from Mrs. Moore goes to Leonardo Olivares. The Math Award from Mrs. Chambers goes to Taylor Mays. The math award from Mrs. Haverly goes to Isabella Venegas. The social studies award from Mr. Moore goes to Charles Pittman. The science award from Miss Graham goes to Matthew Fox. Most improved dream team student is Arturo Diaz. And finally, the most outstanding dream team student is Kayla Hott. Great job, all dream team students. Super proud of you. Looks like you are ready to go to ninth grade center. All right, next up is team integrity. And we'll begin that with a language arts award from Mr. Ellis. This is for Brandy Artiega. Next up is a language arts award from Mrs. Parsons for Sierra Kleppen. The math award from Mr. Meyer goes to Josh Wilson. I think I know that kid. The math award from Mr. Gordon goes to Alexis Johnson. Social Studies Award from Mrs. Wilson goes to Ariana Clay. Science Award from Miss Davis goes to Emmanuel Garcia. Most Improved Integrity Student goes to Jasmine Fuentes. And finally, the most outstanding integrity student is Jerome Barker. Great job, Team Integrity. All right, we're going to move on to Team Ignite. And we will open this one up with a Language Arts Award from Mrs. Winger for Justin Dong. Next, we have an Honors Language Arts Award from Mrs. Winger for Alexia Mendez. Next is a Language Arts Award from Mrs. Faber Davis, and it goes to Sebastian Lucio. The Math Award from Mr. Serveld goes to Chloe Wise. The Math Award from Mrs. Wildauer goes to Trinidad Huerta. The Algebra Award from Mrs. Wildauer goes to Olivia Loving. The Social Studies Award, did I mention Social Studies is my favorite? I think I did, but that's worth mentioning again. From Mrs. Hemmings goes to Chelsea Rivera. The Science Award from Miss Buckman goes to Evelyn Fadei. The Biology Award from Miss Buckman goes to Laritza Azcaraga Molina. Congratulations. All right, and the most improved Team Ignite student is Camicia Amadou. The most outstanding team student is Shalia Davenport. And finally, the most outstanding English language learner on Team Ignite is Maylin Vasquez. Great job, Team Ignite. Super proud of all of you. All right, next we move to the Galaxy Team's 8th grade awards. And we'll start off with a Language Arts Award from Mrs. Hill. And that goes to Haven Curry. Next up is an Honors Language Arts Award from Mrs. Trumbull, and that goes to Isabella Shade. A Math Award from Mr. Vogel goes to Alexis Ochoa. The Algebra Award from Miss Kelly goes to Christina Lamas Gonzalez. The Geometry Award from Miss Kelly goes to Oscar Dorantes. The Social Studies Award from Miss Taylor goes to Bamidele Oladugbabi. I'm going to try that again. Oladugbabi. Great job. Okay, next up is the Science Award from Mrs. Masters, and that goes to Leslie McCune. Biology Award from Mrs. Masters goes to Alvaro Baseca. Most Improved Team Member for 8th grade on Team Galaxy is Antonio Fox Jr. And finally, the most outstanding 8th grader on Team Galaxy is Medice Fagnon. Great job, 8th grade Galaxy members. All right, we're going to move into some different kinds of awards now that are from the Essentials Department, and that means they go school-wide. So we're going to start off with an art award for the 7th grade Artist of the Year from Mrs. Stovall, and that goes to Destiny Pope. Mrs. Giesking awards the 8th grade Artist of the Year, and that goes to Carolina Flores. Business Computers, the 7th grade Most Outstanding Student Award from Mrs. Labario goes to Uriel Cabrera and Dawson Harris. The 8th grade Most Outstanding Student Award goes to Samuel Compton. That's from Mr. Cragen. The Project Lead the Way Award, which is coming from our new Distinguished School Project Lead the Way program. The first one's from Mr. Hendren, and it's the Medical Detectives Most Outstanding Award, and that goes to 2 students, Alvaro Balseca and Samuel Compton. The next one is from Mr. Hendren, and this is from Auto and Robotics Most Outstanding Student, Josh Witherite. And finally, Mr. Teagarden's Project Lead the Way Most Outstanding Student is Adam Dalzell. World languages are up next. The French Award from Mrs. Courier Ramsey for Most Outstanding French Student goes to Laritza Azcaraga Molina. The Spanish Award for Most Outstanding Student goes to Kanaya Itzep. Great job, Essentials students. But there's more. All right, the first one for AVID. This is from Mr. Angelov. Most Outstanding AVID Student for Mr. Angelov is Olivia Loving. The Most Outstanding AVID Student for Mr. Auspis is Sierra Kleppen. And actually we have 2, Leonardo Olivares. And then finally, from Mrs. Wildauer, who is our AVID leader, the Most Outstanding overall AVID Student is Isela Perez Nicholas. Great job, AVID students. All right, next up for PE, the 8th grade award goes to Josh Nunley. That's from Mr. Haverly. Mrs. Iannarelli Shea, 7th grade award goes to Deontay McKenzie. And Mr. Staley's 7th grade award goes to Dawson Harris. Great job, PE students. For health class, Mr. Haverly's 8th grade health student, most outstanding, is Jerome Barker. The most outstanding 7th grade health student for Mrs. Iannarelli Shea is Josh East. And Mr. Staley's 7th grade health most outstanding student is Caitlin Faulkner. Great job, students. More Essentials Awards. We're getting into our music program here. So from Mrs. Benson, we have some choir awards. We have 5 of these, actually 7 of these. We're going to start out with the most outstanding 7th grade choir member, and that is Vanessa Carmona. The most outstanding 8th grade choir student is Leah Overpeck. The Director's Award for 7th grade is Tristan Simpson. The Director's Award for 8th grade is Samantha Murphy. The Spirit Award goes to Isabella Shade and Shatwan Sibley. The Outstanding 7th grade Show Choir Award goes to Emily Falk. And the Outstanding 8th grade Choir Award goes to Jennifer Knuckles. Great job, choir students. All right, next up, we're going to go to orchestra with a series of awards. We're going to start out with the Outstanding 7th grade orchestra student, James Klein. The Outstanding 8th grade orchestra student award goes to Isabella Venegas. The Director's Award goes to Estrella Santiago. The Spirit of Orchestra Award goes to Leonardo Olivares. The Outstanding Honors Ensemble member goes to Medice Fagnon. Orchestra MVP Award goes to Araceli Jimenez. Great job, orchestra students. Very, very proud of you. All right, next up, jazz band. And this is from Mrs. Watson and Mr. Marshall. The Outstanding Student student in jazz band is Natas Karamanos. For band, Mr. Watson, or I'm sorry, Mr. Watson. We do have a Mr. Watson, but this is Mrs. Watson and Mr. Marshall handing out these awards. First up is Outstanding 7th Grade Musician Award, and that goes to Caitlin Faulkner. The Outstanding 8th Grade Musician Award goes to Sebastian Lucio. The Spirit of the Band Award goes to Connor Bollinger. The 7th Grade Most Improved Musician Award goes to Kajwan Lewis. The 8th Grade Most Improved Musician Award goes to Tanaya Harrison. And finally, the Director's Award goes to Javion Johnson. Great job, band and choir members. Okay, next up is a unique award. This is the Presidential Academic Achievement Award. The Presidential Academic Achievement Award is given to students with a pass plus in at least one area given, of the iLearn test while maintaining a 3.5 or higher GPA in 3 out of 4 semesters at Lyndhurst Center. In other words, this award is very hard to achieve. You got to pretty much do it all. All right, so Lyndhurst Honors Presidential Academic Award goes to the following students. And it makes me super proud that we have so many that have achieved this. Caitlin Alexa, Jennifer Balmez, Moises Beltran, Shalia Davenport, Eli Guerra Ramirez, Hannah Hayes, Kayla Hott, Olivia Loving, Jocelyn Marquez, Godea Nwinawili. Let me try this again. Nwinawi. Charles Pittman, Anthony Rivera, Kelsey Salgado, Dejeen Soma, Isabella Venegas, Kevin Andrus, Jerome Barker, Neftali Bermudez Sanchez, Eric Dominguez, Yethdira Guevara Soto, Jocelyn Hernandez Dominguez, Cristina Llamas Gonzalez, Sebastian Lucio, Stephanie Murphy, Renda Offray, Ruby Ramirez Miramontes, Natalia Rodriguez, Joel Serna, and finally Matthew Vargas. Great job, students. That is a super hard award to get, and we are extremely proud of all the hard work that you put in to achieve that. It truly is exceptional, and it truly is amazing. All right. This is Lyndhurst Honors Presidential Academic Excellence Award. This award is given to students that receive a pass plus in both math and English of the iLearn test while maintaining a 3.5 or higher GPA all 4 semesters at Lyndhurst. So this one's even harder. So this award goes to Jalen Baker, Adriana Caceres Cortez, Harvey Dahoney, William Dixon, Oscar Durantes, Madis Fagnon, Zatali Mata Hernandez, Bamidele Oladugbagbi, Tariq Oyasigi, Isabella Shade, Joshua Witherite, Alvaro Balseca, Haven Curry, Michelle De Los Santos, Justin Dong, Evelyn Fadei, Matthew Lee, Kaylee McCullough, Leah Overpeck, Andrew Rojas, Chloe Wise, and Alexandra Wood. Congratulations, Lyndhurst Honors Presidential Academic Excellence Award winners. Wow. I'm out of breath, and I think I need a drink of water. But, you know, nothing makes me more proud than seeing all of these Lyndhurst students winning these awards, because they didn't just do it for one thing. They've done it for multiple things. They've done it showing up day in and day out and working hard and smiling and carrying a positive attitude. We are just so, so proud of you. And I know I speak for all of your teachers, and I know I speak for Dr. Butts and Mr. Taylor as well when I tell you Lyndhurst misses you and Wayne misses you. Congratulations, students. This is just a really cool thing, and we are just super, super proud of you. So we hope that you finish the school year in a strong way, and see if I can undo the presentation here. I think I can, maybe. All right, bear with me here just a moment. Almost there. Here we go. All right, we're back. Again, congratulations, Lyndhurst students. Just amazed at how well you've done. And again, I want to add to it that you've had some adversity that no other students at Lyndhurst before you have ever had, and that's to deal with this crisis and to be doing all this work at home. You've done an outstanding job of that, all of you. And I just could not be more proud. So thank you, and everybody take care, and hopefully we'll get to see you sooner than we all think.